Baltimore Ravens, 1 week after a heartbreaking loss to the Miami Dolphins, bounced back with a team full of heart with a 37-26 win over the hated New England Patriots up in Foxborough, Massachusetts this afternoon. Lamar Jackson puts on another show, and his price keeps going up. We're here to talk about it. We're here to break it all down. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. You know I got Big Rod with me. You know I got Dobbins joining me here in the Man Cave, only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that bell. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's go. We are back yet again for another Baltimore Ravens official post-game show here on the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. Only place giving you sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
What you need right now is that happy recap. Baltimore Ravens 37, New England Patriots 26. Win is a win is a win. I got the crew with me. I'm going to introduce them in a second. But a lot better feeling, fellas, than last week overall.
Yeah, man, a lot better feeling. Defense still got some issues. I think that's going to be the norm now with them. But offensively, we was able to overcome, get it done. Rodney Stanley, you need to get your big ass out there next week because they're down to their full screen. Left tackle now, and the depth on the line is really hurting now. But they was able to survive, get it done, and the defense did enough for them to win. And we hope Mac Jones is okay. You know, he suffered the injury at the end of the game.
Well, Dobbins, let's introduce you first, my brother. Let them know how to follow you and how you feeling today. Where are you? Is Dobbins? Where else in the world is Dobbins?
Yes, me and Uncle Ross were at Glory Days out in Towson, and next week, announced on the show right now, we're going to be at the Ravens game next Sunday. Both of us seeing the great Buffalo offense, which did get slowed down today. But you can always check me out on. Yeah. Oh, really? I was tempted, but I stuck with Buffalo. But Miami showed their promise. Well, you can check me out on YouTube, the Dice Money Network, which we are over 2,000 subscribers now. We thank everybody out there so much for that. On the Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, Dice Money Network. On the Twitter, Dice Money Net. And check it all out, folks. Got a lot of action coming your way. Dunbar Merville, the big high school football game in this area, is coming up Thursday at Morgan, and we'll be there for it as well.
Big Red, shout out to you, my brother. I see you in the chat. Derek, I see you in the chat as well. Big Raj, what's going on, my brother? And let the people know what to do if they're watching this on YouTube.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Raj. Definitely had a great time at Glory Days with D. The game itself was cool. The defense, man, they had me on edge. I didn't know what to expect, but Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters showed up finally, and they closed the game out. So very happy with the win. But, if you're just tuning in, check out the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and definitely follow us because we're doing big things. And can't wait to get into this game.
Well, let's get into it. Before I get to the man of the hour, Lamar Jackson, because he is breaking the bank. He's going to get a blank check at this point. J.K. Dobbins, it was announced this morning, late last night probably, but this morning officially that he would play. We've been hoping and praying for Dobbins to come back. 7 carries, 23 yards. Probably would have liked to see him get the ball a little bit more, but I get it. He's on a pitch count. He looks like he's getting to be the guy that we expected him to be the past 2 seasons before injury, D.
Well, Byron, it gives the offense more explosiveness at the running back spot. I mean, Lamar still outran the whole rest of the running back core, but it gives them that option to be able to have some explosiveness back there. He'll look a lot better today. You see Cameron Drake was a healthy scratch. He might be healthy scratched out the door, him and Mike Davis both at this point. But it's good to see Dobbins back out there. He's a man. A game like this, you need him because you're going to need everybody next week against Buffalo. So it's definitely huge that he was able to get out there and get it done.
Big Raj, Dobbins, Lord, did we need him.
Yeah, man, we definitely needed Dobbins. I'm so glad he got out there. He was a huge factor today. I mean, he didn't have that many yards, but his presence on the field is definitely needed, especially for this running back group, man. And he also helped Justice Hill, man, because Justice Hill had a huge run in that third quarter. So his J.K. Dobbins' presence was definitely needed. I'm so glad they didn't give the ball to Mike Davis. I'm glad that Kenyon Drake was definitely inactive today. It was great to see. So hopefully going forward, we see more of J.K., more of Justice Hill as our 1-2 until Gus Edwards comes back. But yeah, man, I'm glad I'm so glad J.K. came back. So glad because he was definitely needed, and it's a beautiful thing.
Also, injury front. Let's start with the injuries. We saw Makari go down in the first quarter, ankle injury. We saw Daniel Fa'alele come in at left tackle. He was a turnstile D, but they did in the second half adjust, get him some more protection on that side. They brought in Boyle, start chipping guys. Your thoughts on Stanley, man? He's got to get back in that film.
So Stanley got to get back up in there, man. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why. I don't get it. Other people that came back from worse injuries sooner, quicker. I mean, Duvernay, for example, was concussed last week, came right back this week. I mean, Alex Smith down in D.C., he down there had an infection in his foot. He was back quicker than Ronnie Stanley, man. Just to use a couple of examples, man. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's going on with him. He needs to get back out there because the depth on the line is getting ate up in a hurry. And like you said, man, they had to help Lele out because he is, 6'8", 6'9". He can't bend the knees, man. He's tall. It's hard for him to bend his knees. So they're gonna need some help, man, because they still got Buffalo. They still got Cincinnati's defense coming up. And the Giants defensively played a lot better as well. That's their next 3 games. They're going to need all the help they can get on their offense.
Raj, we got to get Stanley out there in the worst way, brother, because Makari looks like he could be out for an extended period of time. What you think, man?
I don't know what to really think, bro. I didn't like that injury. To me, it looked like it's going to be gone for probably the whole season. Just to be honest with you. Every time you see the cart, it's a serious deal. So he might be gone for the season. So Lele didn't play too bad, but you don't want him playing left tackle. I don't want to see him playing left tackle for the rest of the season. So they got to get Stanley out there. If you got to throw his ass out there, you got to find a way to get him out there, man. It's going to get worse, and we don't want that to get worse. So I'm glad that Big Lele came in there and did his thing, but it's just going to be it's going to get uglier, man, because the injuries keep piling up. This is what the third person so far that got injured today for the Ravens, and so far makes that 7 people or 8 people so far during the season, and 3 or 4 not coming back for the rest of the season. It's just not a good look, man. It really isn't. So we need Stanley next week. There's no excuses. He's been practicing in full. They say he's in shape. He looks good. He needs to get out there. He just needs to get out there. But for Makari, man, I feel bad for him. It sucks that he got hurt, but it is what it is.
Speaking of injuries, and if you just joined us, we appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button, comment, let me know your thoughts on the game, what you're looking forward to seeing next week. You can super chat us as well. Follow us. Michael Pierce, arm injury, TBD. Makari, left ankle sprain. And Justin Houston, speaking of thin, outside linebacker, groin strain. D, more injuries, and Pierce and Houston aren't getting any younger either.
Yeah, Byron. I mean, that's not looking good, man. In the injury front, especially in the up front on the defensive offensive lines, they're getting hurt up daily. We'll talk about Olway in a little bit. He looked like trash today, pretty much throughout the game, and that's their best guy. Jason Pierre-Paul will be needed. His 8 fingers will be needed next week against Buffalo. I'm telling you that right now. They're going to need all the help they can get up front from him. And then the offensive line, again, we said it, they're lacking depth now. Without McCoy out there, he played several roles. Moses trying to hold his own, man, but it's not going to be enough. You need old 79 back in business.
Yeah, Big Lele needs some help. Definitely needs some help. But let's get into the man of the hour. Let's get into the MVP of the NFL season so far through 3 games. The man who actually leads the league, I was just looking at something, in passer rating at 119. The first player in the Super Bowl era with 10 or more passing touchdowns and 100-plus rush yards in the first 3 games of the season. That is Lamar Jackson, LaJackson, Action Jackson, the Great 8. Boy, oh boy, Raj. This brother is literally putting the team on his back. He is showing Eric DeCosta and, most importantly, Steve Bisciotti that there is no limit to what he is worth. He looks like he has gotten better throwing the football. He looks like he still has that speed and explosiveness, even gaining the weight and being 220. And with a terrible offensive line, escaping sacks, putting guys on a spin cycle, putting up highlight reel plays like he's playing Madden. The superlatives, man, are endless with this guy, man. They got to pay him seriously.
Bro, if they don't pay Lamar Jackson, I'll be at the cancel my damn self. I might have to go down there and sack some damn body for real, because it is ridiculous at this point. Give this man what he wants, man. If he wants $250 million guaranteed, give him the damn money. I don't understand. I mean, I get they probably want to see him win more playoff games. They probably want to see him in the Super Bowl. But come on, man. He is your team. He is your team. He is your team right now. And for them to be pussyfooting around is ridiculous. I mean, he did everything today. He ran the ball great. He threw the ball great. I mean, if Bateman holds on to the ball a couple more times, I mean, he probably have 6 touchdown passes. But it is the whole thing is on him. Honestly, his whole offense is on him. It's built through him. You can see it. I mean, he makes everything go, and he had a magnificent performance today. He held the team together, got everybody involved again, and did his thing. He was poised. He wasn't overthrowing anybody that much. He held it together, and I'm so glad he's our quarterback, because anybody else probably would have lost this game. So hats off to Lamar Jackson. He deserves to get however much money he gets from the Ravens, and they need to worry about giving him his money right now. Because every week, like Brian said, the price tag is going up. The price tag is going up. So it's only going to get worse from here on, especially if he stays healthy. He's going to destroy the league. I have a feeling, man. He's doing so many great things right now, and he's showing just so much poise and ability. It's like he struggled in areas, but right now he's putting it all together. Like a lot of the stuff that he struggled with early on in his career, he doesn't struggle with anymore. He can play under center. He can play any style you want. He can throw on the outside. He can do it all. And he's just showing that right now, man. So I'm very proud that he's doing what he's doing right now. Even with not having a true number one, although they say Bateman's number one, he still got to earn it. But yeah, man, he's the man right now. He's doing his thing.
Real quick, before you go, D, 18 of 29, 218 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, 11 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown. What can you say, D?
I'd say this. Lamar Jackson is doing his thing right now. 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's all him. That's all him. He is the main part of this offense right now. If it wasn't for him, we would have no prayer, no shot in these games right now. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to have no chance in these contests. But the team got to help him as a whole, man, as well. Because we should be 3-0. Granted, we 2-1. He can't. He's trying to do everything, literally. He's literally trying to do everything. But he's one guy, man. The price is going up, up, and away. And Rashadi, I hope his checkbook got the money in there because it's raking off like that. He's getting it done right now. Short list of MVPs in the league.
Let's look at the running back situation. Lamar, 11 for 107 and touchdown. Justice Hill, 6 for 60. Raj mentioned that big, huge run. Dobbins, 7 for 23. Duvernay, 2 for -2. But thoughts on the running backs, Raj? They may have something with Hill and Dobbins till Edwards comes back. And, Lamar seems to realize the assignment that he has to run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying earlier, I think J.K. is definitely needed for this team. He gives a different outlook to it. I mean, he can pass. They can throw the ball out the backfield, and they couldn't really do that with Mike Davis or Kenyon Drake, or really Justice Hill. But J.K. Dobbins is fit for it. It brings another dimension to the running game. I mean, we saw the burst from Justice Hill. They just got to give him the ball a little bit more, and let him do what he can do. And I think this running game will be a whole lot better. But I'm very proud of them today because they struggled the first 2 weeks. We had something going in the third quarter, and they made something out of nothing, which is what you really want your running backs to do. So hats off to them, man. They did a great job today. Hopefully it carries over next week because we're going to definitely need it against the Buffalo Bills.
Go ahead, D. Your thoughts on the running back situation and the running game?
Well, Lamar Jackson is most of the running game. And he's a little bit more of it than he has been in more recent years. And he is sensational in that category. Dobbins is going to get work back in. It might take him a couple weeks. Hill look like he's improved more. He's getting a couple more chances. He's taking advantage of it. No Davis. We should see a little bit more of Patrick Picard in short situations, though. If it's like 3rd and 1, something like that, give him a quick run. Let him get up the burst. But Lamar Jackson with the run, an A. Without Lamar Jackson, a C- at best.
Let's look at the receivers, guys, and I'll start with you, D. Andrews doing what he does, 8 for 89, 2 touchdowns. Bateman, 2 for 59, did have the fumble. Duvernay, 2 for 25, a touchdown. Dobbins, using the running backs, 2 for 17. Ricard, 1 for 12. Josh Oliver had a touchdown, 2 catches for 8 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Likely, 1 catch for 8 yards. D, your thoughts on the receivers and tight end?
I think the receivers and tight ends been okay. Lamar, did a good job trying to mix it in, but to Roger's point earlier, Bateman, man, you can't fumble, can't have a drop. Just didn't have a good day today, man. Number one, you got to be able to have good days because you're going to be targeted, man, on defense. They're going to come at you. And Andrews always finds a way open. He always finds a way to get the job done and get things open. So, receiver core wasn't great today. I give him a C+. But Lamar did try his best to work everybody out.
Go ahead, Raj.
The receiving core played somewhat okay. Bateman should have had that fumble. I didn't like that. Andrews did have a couple drops, but he made up for it because he had the 2 touchdowns. And all in all, he had a pretty good day. Oliver had 1 catch, like you said. And Duvernay had a clutch touchdown catch as well. But no Robinson. I was wondering where he was at. But it is what it is, man. The receivers at times did what they were supposed to do out there. They caught the ball. They made it very competitive. And they helped beat some of that New England defense down. So all in all, they had an okay day. They could have did a little bit better, especially Bateman, but it is what it is. They put up 7 points. You can't really get mad about them.
Let's look at the defense, guys, real quick. Josh Bynes had 8 tackles with an interception. Chuck Clark, 6 tackles. Humphrey, 5 tackles, an interception. Pat Queen had a sack, 4 tackles. Marcus Williams, 4 tackles. Owe, 3 tackles, but no sacks. Matabike had a sack. Shout out to him, stepping up. Peters had an interception as well. And I was trying to see. Travis Jones didn't show up on the stat sheet either. But Raj, looking at the defense, still they're bending and breaking.
Yeah, they're still bending and sometimes breaking. Um, Devontae Parker had 156 yards and five catches against us, man. I mean, come on, man. You can't be. I mean, they was picking on guys like Jalen Armour Davis. They was picking on Brandon Stevens a lot today. They got burned a lot as well, and it's just not really a good look. You don't want those guys to be in them type of situations. But that's what happens when you have injuries. Because Kyle Fuller should be out there, and he's not. And we have a couple other people that are out. So it is what it is. They didn't completely break today, thank God. They almost did. But the rookie Hamilton had a huge fumble, a forced fumble today, and it definitely helped the Ravens seal the deal for this victory. So I'm proud of him because he was getting picked on a lot last week. He missed a lot of big plays, but he made a really big one this week, and I'm very proud of him. Owe, my God, man, Owe, I'm not sure what's going on with him. He needs a lot of work. He's still, you know, getting put on his back a lot, and he still can't seem to, shed blockers. He's having a huge troubling time doing that. He doesn't have a sack this season just yet. Hopefully, he gets it going later on, but he struggled. Patrick Queen, I think he had one sack, but he struggled a little bit on tackling. And you can't be having that, man. You got to when you have a guy in your sight, you got to tackle him. And he misses a lot of tackles. Uh, like Marcus Peters and Humphreys both had an interception. Josh Bynes had an interception. I couldn't believe I saw that, but it happened. So I'm very proud for that. But all in all, man, the defense gave up a lot of yards today. And you cannot do that against Buffalo. Buffalo will take advantage of that. They will beat you on that point. And they got lucky today because Mac Jones was um was just turning the ball over like crazy. But yeah, man, the defense they bended. They bended a lot, but they didn't break.
Go ahead, D. Your thoughts on the defense? Waiting for D here. Get his thoughts on the
All
defense.
right. He's having some technical difficulties with his computer. But you would know about that, wouldn't you, Byron? But anyway, that's a whole different subject, man. That's a whole different subject, man. But yeah, man, like I said, the defense was they bended, but they didn't break. So it is what it is, man.
Yes, if you're watching this again, this is the Ravens postgame show. Got Big Raj, got Deal Dobbins in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the bell, subscribe if you're new. We do this every week, and also get your super chats in. Let us know any questions you may have. While we wait for D, uh, special teams, Raj, real quick. Duvernay had a good return. Tucker made a 56-yarder, but he missed the extra point. And Jordan Stout seemed to be struggling the past couple weeks.
Yeah, man. Jordan Stout, he's struggling a little bit, probably having some of those rookie woes. But I expect him to be a little bit better. I think he's going to get some practice in. He's going to tighten up for this Ravens and Buffalo game. But it is what it is. I expect rookies to be a rookie at some point, and he's doing that. So it is what it is. Devin Duvernay, man. I'm telling you right now, man. He's my MVP of this team right now. Besides Lamar, he's showing up every week. He's made huge catches. He's had a lot of great returns. He's like the guy that you definitely want on your team right now. He's making big plays for his squad. And I'm so happy for him because the last 2 years we couldn't even see him on the field that much, unless it was an end around or returning the ball. So he's getting a lot of time to shine. So that's great. Justin Tucker, I mean, yeah, he missed the extra point, but sometimes that just happens, man. Sometimes it goes down like that, and that's the fruits of the NFL. But of course, he makes great kicks. He's still going to be clutch when you need him to be. He made that huge 56-yarder that gave the Ravens a 10-point lead. So special teams, all in all, had a pretty good day. They didn't give up really nothing serious. And that's exactly what you want. You want to be safe on special teams. And that's exactly what Harbaugh and them boys did out there.
I was a little worried about Judon coming into this game, but he only had one sack.
Hey, man, Judon was playing his ass off, though. Judon was definitely getting after Lamar, man. He scared me a couple times, man. But yeah, he was pumped to play them. He was very pumped, and I was happy to see him out there. I was happy to see what he was doing. But you know what, man? Shout out to Falele, man, because he held him down. After he threw Makari out the game, literally, Lele he stepped it up, man. He was able to hold him off a little bit. So that's a good thing to see, especially if you have to see Lele next week. But yeah, man, Jude only had one sack. It was still a very intense defensive contest because what you call it, definitely
If you're just tuning in, you're just joining us. This is the Baltimore Ravens post-game show here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. Go ahead, hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Approaching 1,100 subscribers on the page. Hit the super chats. Ask us your questions. D, I want to get your thoughts on the defense and special teams as well.
Well, the defense, like Roger was saying, it bended, it broke sometimes, but it didn't flood. And that's what happened today with them, man. They was able to get some turnovers. That was the real difference between this week and last week. They was able to get turnovers and get enough to get the job done. But the way Mr. Josh Allen's throwing the football around, it's going to be a long afternoon Sunday for the secondary. And they got to be able to tackle better. Got to be able to tackle a lot better. Special teams really didn't get tested all that much. Tucker missed, an extra point. It dinked off the upright later on in the game, but wasn't that big of a deal. I give the special teams a B just because they weren't tested. And I give the defense 1, so we'll give them a B minus. But today the loss has been a C minus.
You on mute, Byron.
My bad. I was looking at that score too, Big Reg. Like, is this real? But yeah, we're gonna get ready to go through some of the scores in a second. But we want to kind of touch on. We'll talk about it more throughout the week. Next week, D, they play the Bills, and not only are they playing the Bills, they're playing the Bills off of a loss. So the Buffalo Bills are going to try to come out and make a statement. This is a game I was worried about anyway. And you said Josh Allen, he's playing. Him and Lamar probably 1-2 in MVP right now.
Yeah, the winner next week might be the MVP runner. Lead go-getter between the two teams. Everything Buffalo does, for the most part, the Ravens have a hard time of doing on defense. Covering wide receivers, tackling, seeing guys in motion, guys running free down the field, physicality with the receivers. And the offensive line of the Bills is pretty darn good, too. And the Ravens D-line already wasn't that great. Now it's banged up. Always not playing well at all. Everything they do strong, we do weak on that side of the ball. So it's gonna be a challenge on that end. The one reason we have a chance is because of number 8, LaRon Jackson. That's one reason we got a chance. His playmaking ability. But even with that, we gotta be able to run the ball. We gotta play keep away with that offense. That's the one good thing I've seen the Dolphins did kind of do today. They used their running game a little more to be able to offset things. And it became a close defensive scoring game. Wasn't a lot of points scored. I don't know the Ravens right now can win a game like that either. They might have to get in a duel, and hopefully they can get a stop at the end and try to win the football game that way.
Go ahead, Raj. Your thoughts on the upcoming game this week? Thanks for the feedback, Brian.
The game this week, I don't know what to really expect, bro. To be honest with you, I thought if the Ravens would have lost today, I thought the Bills was going to go, crazy on us next week. But the way the Ravens responded this week, it gave me a little bit of hope that we have a chance against the Bills next week, and especially how the Dolphins beat them. Definitely showed me a couple things as well. I thought Buffalo probably was the top team. They do have a couple weaknesses. That secondary is hurt, banged up. Micah Hyde is out for the season, and probably a couple other people are going to be out this next game too. So that definitely gives us a chance. Like D said, Lamar gives us a chance. He always gives us a chance to win because he's the best player on our team. And Yeah, man, this is just going to be a battle, honestly. It's going to be a huge battle going down the stretch. I expect it to be a close game. I expect a lot of fireworks next week. And it's probably going to be the game of the day, honestly. It's probably going to be the best game of the day. So I expect that the Ravens, show up and, do what they're supposed to do. But it would surprise me if Buffalo snuck a game because the way they lost today and the way that offensive coordinator, was banging things in that booth. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to come very prepared, to do what he can do to try to stop this Ravens offense. So, good luck to them, man. Good luck to the Ravens. Me and D gonna be there, and it's gonna be crazy. The bank is gonna be crazy for real.
Hopefully, y'all bring the good vibes. But we shall see. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, of course, and throughout the week. Of course, I'll do a preview at some point. Got to see how these injuries play out because if it's no Justin Houston and no possible Michael Pierce, and they got Von Miller coming off against Falele, it's going to be interesting. But in Diggs, we'll see as the week goes on. Right. Let's look at the scores from the day. If it's any other things, we'll go back to Thursday, and I'll get you guys' thoughts as always. Browns 29-17 beat the Steelers. Browns are currently in first place. D stand above water. So Deshaun come on.
The running game of the Cleveland Browns is the difference in the game. I actually like they use Chubb and Hunt in the game at the same time a lot, and it really gives the offense a different dynamic so they can get Deshaun Watson back. The Steelers, a lot of it, Trubisky just didn't have a lot of time. The offensive line of the Steelers really looked terrible Thursday night, but Trubisky's not really the guy either. So it's going to be a long season for Pittsburgh, man. They're going to have games. They get the Jets next week. They'll probably win that game. They're going to get games when they play dynamic teams. They're going to show.
Go ahead, Raj. Go ahead, Raj. Thoughts on Brown Steelers?
I watched the bits and pieces of that game. The Browns, I expected them to win because they were at home. They got somewhat of a better running game than the Steelers do. So it didn't really surprise me that they found a way to win. So it is what it is.
Raj, I'll start with you. Panthers beat the Saints 22-14.
I haven't gonna lie, I didn't even see the game. And I really don't care. But congrats to the Panthers. They finally got their first win. The Saints probably struggled a lot. I'm not sure if Alvin Kamara played. But if he did, he struggled. Oh well. The Saints is going. They're in for a long year, honestly, because Jameis Winston is still coming back from that injury. I don't think he's fully healthy. I don't think that team is honestly fully healthy. So, like I said before, congrats to the Panthers. They got their win, and there you go.
Yeah, I think Kamara did play. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, the Saints did not look well again this week on offense, especially. Jameis has just been out there. I mean, he's not been able to get the job done. They, like the Ross point, they are still banged up quite a bit, but Carolina showed a lot of reserve. They got the ball in McCaffrey's hands a little more mainly today, and got to win. We'll see if this continues for the Panthers, but the AFC, the two South divisions really look bad in the NFL. They're not. Both divisions are not good. The best team outside of Tampa Bay, and they're losing at the moment, is behind Jacksonville. I know we'll talk about that in a moment.
Go ahead. I'll start with you, D. The Commandos laid the egg at home, losing to the Eagles 24-8. And the Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
First of all, shout out to my man, Good Kenny. With the cost flex today, he wasn't able to see his Commanders at home, so he came out, joined us here at Lloyd Days, and unfortunately, he got to see Carson Wentz look like straight trash, straight fright night. He was terrible. At one point, he only had like 30 yards passing in the third. It was in the third quarter. He only had 30 yards passing total. Not talking about just in one surge, but total, the whole game. And Hurts, I gotta admit, he's looking better every game, man. He's looking poised. He's looking really good, moving his legs. I mean, the Commandos gonna have a lot of trouble here because they got Dallas next week, and their offensive line looks really banged up. Hopefully, they get some of their defense back. Yeah.
About Washington.
Oh, okay. About Washington. Yeah, I watched the game. They were terrible. They were awful. I watched that game. I was sliding the hell out of them. They deserve to be slid. I mean, there's no excuse, man. Carson Wentz is a veteran in this league, and for him to be out there playing like street booty, it's ridiculous, man. So I feel for the Washington fans. I feel for Kenny because he was right here with me, and I was like, damn, man, this game is over with. But you know what? You're here for the Ravens as well, so you might as well get some heart medicine and watch it with us. So the game was already over with, and it's a damn shame, man. It really is. It's a goddamn shame. I feel bad for those people. I can't wait to hear what Cavante says tomorrow, because I know he's going to slide the living hell out of Carson Wentz too. I mean, how the hell you only have 30 yards passing, man? I don't get it. You are a veteran in this league, and they have great wide receivers. Our wide receiver core is better than the Ravens wide receiver core, man. And he can't even put up more than 30 yards in 3 quarters. Ridiculous.
Was that Big Kenny D? Yeah, y'all had out with y'all? As D's frozen. He's doing the Android thing. Was that our boy Big Kenny? I'll keep it moving because I don't even know if D can hear me.
I don't think they can hear you either.
Okay.
But it's okay.
That's
It's okay.
All right. Bengals beat the Jets, Raj, 27-12. Q somewhere crying in the car.
And I don't give a damn. Let him cry. Let his ass cry in the car because they deserve to lose too. And they had chances. Sauce Gardner looked good. He had a nice pass breakup against I think Jamar Chase. And yeah, man. I mean their defense looked all right, but I'm just happy that the Bengals are finally on course right now. I didn't want to see them go down 0-3, not just yet, but yeah, man. I mean. The Jets are the Jets, man. They need a quarterback. So that's all I can really say about that.
The Bengals beat the Jets, got that first one.
Not surprising. The Jets are the Jets. Joe Flacco continues his struggles against Cincinnati historically. So not shocking. I mean, Cincinnati get Miami on Thursday Night Football. That'd be more of a challenge to see where the Bengals are at.
Vikings beat the Lions. The Lions was fighting hard, D, 28-24.
Hey, man, I got to say this about the Lions. Boy, they play hard every week. But they just don't have that extra step. And his name is Jared Goff. He's not good. You can't depend on him to win football games for you. It's almost like a hope out there, hope and a prayer, wish. It's just Minnesota did enough, but Kirk Cousins ain't that good. I mean, you had 2 average quarterbacks out there at best. They wasn't that good, to the credit. But Minnesota found a way. They had the weapons. Dalvin Cook's hurt again, though, so hopefully he'll be all right.
When I saw Big Dalvin go down, man, I just shook my head, man. I'm like, come on, Dalvin Cook. I mean, not only do you stay getting hurt, you stay screwing up my fantasy team as well. Because I pick you every year, and I get the same damn result. But like I said before, man, Minnesota has always been a good team. And as long as Kirk Cousins is not on prime time, he should be able to, win most of these games. So, and like Dee said, Detroit plays very hard. They always play very hard, and they cannot close out games. They always have trouble closing out games. And hopefully, maybe someday they'll find a way to start closing some of these games out. But yeah, man, it was a good effort for them. I watched most of that game, and Minnesota stole that.
The upset of the week that I did pick correctly, Dolphins 21, Bills 19. Bills had a chance on 4th and goal, but Josh Allen short hopped the pass. Raj, you believing in the Dolphins, man? Tua?
I am. I'm believing in Tua, man. Tua is the guy. Like I said before, I knew this the whole time. I watched him at Alabama, so I know what he's about. A lot of people read him off because he doesn't throw the ball very far, or he doesn't have the arm strength that some of the other quarterbacks have. But he's very accurate, man. He's a great quarterback. He has the weapons, and his defense is really, really good. So, they're a good football team, man. All he had to do was give that man a shot and allow him to control the team. And I'm so glad he's getting this opportunity now because You know, in past coaching regimes, he wasn't able to stay out there on the field because he was taken off quickly for other options. But now it's his team. He's showing up right now, and I hope he continues to play very, very well for the Miami Dolphins.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock that Miami won the game, even though they tried their best to give it up with the butt safety. That's what we're gonna call this here, the butt safety. They tried their best to give it up, but the Dolphins showed a lot of reserve. I thought defensively they showed a lot of reserve because they gave up a lot of points here in the first half of last week here at the bank against the Ravens. And I thought their defense showed a lot of reserve hanging in there against the Miami Dolphins. Against the Buffalo Bills offense. The Bills do have some worries in the secondary. They got injuries. Guys are gone for the year. But the Dolphins showing their worth. Short week, though, and got to go to Cincinnati on Thursday night. So we'll see how that goes to them. They can be the only team in the AFC to be 4-0 because everybody else in the AFC right now at least has one L on their record.
You're on mute, Byron. You're on mute.
My bad. I was saying, that could be a tough game for Miami. I might like Cincinnati in that game. We'll talk about that during the week. D, Colts got life. Where's Mark? Somebody give him a CPR machine, a ventilator, or something. Hold on, everything.
Speaking of Mark, I'm shocked he ain't on here right now bragging, but the Colts traditionally do well against Kansas City and Indy for some reason over the last several years. It's been a weird anomaly. Kansas City had 10 days prepared for this game, but they offensively looked sluggish. This is really the first game where the weapons wasn't clicking for the Chiefs, and they got kind of caught. Matt Ryan still looked like a half a skeleton, but he did put together some drives late in the game to kind of get them the win. But is this an anomaly from the Colts? Yeah, it is, because I don't think they're going to do much this year. The Chiefs will at times struggle in certain areas of the country, and Indy seems like that's one of them for them. They don't do well in Indianapolis for some reason. And to be honest with you, Indy has the defense. I think Indy went to Kansas City last year and beat them as well. So it's a matchup problem, it seems like.
Go ahead, Raj. The tribal chief was taken down.
I'm kind of shocked because I picked the Chiefs to win, but sometimes the dog shines every now and again. So that dog is Matt Ryan. He shined today. He probably won't shine next week. So he gets his one victory, and he'll take it. He'll lose next week, and there you go. That's all I got for you.
Well, Raiders lose to the Titans 24-22, Rod, and the Raiders are 0-3.
Yes, the Raiders are 0-3. I'm kind of shocked a little bit, but Tennessee is not a terrible, terrible team. Although they played terrible last week, they rebounded this week. They got that first victory. Not sure what's going on with the Raiders, man. Not sure what's wrong with them, but they got a lot of work to do, honestly. And, yeah, man. It's a tough time for Las Vegas, but they'll get it together. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year.
Go ahead, D.
I thought that loss last week to Arizona was demoralizing for the Raiders. I really did. To lose like that in overtime. And then you got to travel cross country to Tennessee. A lot of people picking the Raiders. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Raiders winning. The Titans was already hot the way they looked on Monday night against Buffalo. So they wasn't going to lay another egg this week. They came out, got back to what they're doing best. A lot of people calling for Tannehill's head. I don't think it's quite time yet for Willis to get up in there because I don't think he's fully ready. But Tannehill's days are numbered. Not just yet, but by this time next year, Willis might be the quarterback for the Titans.
Don't look now, but the Chicago Bears are 2-1, D, 23-20 over the Texans in a Lovie Smith Bowl.
Well, I guess you get lucky, and two bad football teams here. Houston not doing well in Chicago. They kept it close, but the turnover, David Mills. I asked the Titan fan this year, I was like, y'all need to get a quarterback. They're like, oh, we got one. David Mills is our guy. Nah, bro, he ain't there. Not the answer. The Texans are in a holding pattern right now with the coach, the GM, the quarterback, everything. They're in a holding pattern. But the Bears, 2-1, getting it done. They're hanging in there. They're really the Bears have shown they're really good at home, and they're not so good on the road. But Dave Montgomery left the game early. Hopefully he'll be all right because they will need his offensive efforts as the season goes on.
The Texans might as well have Keith Pills, for all I'm concerned. I mean, David Mills is average at best. He's not that good. And you already know how I feel about Justin Fields. I think he's a stout, even though he has a terrible offense. I think he's a really good quarterback in a terrible situation. But shout out to the Bears. They got it done. They played the Texans. They should win. And that's it.
Maybe the shock of the day, Jaguars hammer time D over the Chargers 38-10. Looks like that's about to go final.
Yeah, Jacksonville's playing some good ball right now, man. Herbert, there was a lot of questions. Was he going to play because of the rib injury he suffered 10 days ago? I think in hindsight, man, he might have hurt his team today a little bit being out there because he couldn't really do much. And the Chargers defense really got mollywopped in this game. Like you said, Hammer was dancing. This might be the only game the Chargers might actually have more home fans because the Jacksonville Jaguars don't really travel either. But we know teams like to take over that field in L.A. So Jaguars looking good. The first place, Jacksonville Jaguars, by the way, looking very good. Lawrence looking very poised, looking like he did in Clemson. I think one of the reasons he got his running back that was hurt a year ago is with them both together, give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah, Etienne and Lawrence is a good one too. Way Weary, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, hit the bell. And Lamar is that dude. Raj, it's been a great week for our boy Tony Khan, man. He had Grand Slam this past Wednesday, did pretty well. He had the 2-hour rampage that was, wasn't really a Grand Slam, but it was 2 hours. And then his team is in first place, man.
Hey, man, the Jaguars whooped the Chargers' ass, didn't they? I mean, I looked up. I was like, God damn, they 38-10. I didn't expect that. But, yeah, man, the Chargers is a good team. The Jaguars is looking like a good team right now. Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to pay off. It took him a year, but, Goldilocks is out there doing this thing. So, shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going in the right direction, like AEW is at times. And, they're getting the job done. So, like B said, Justin Herbert still recovering from that rib injury. He didn't look all the way together, and his team definitely didn't show up. It almost reminded me of when they played the Ravens last year and they came to Baltimore and they got beat down. That's that type of score. So they'll probably bounce back next week. Hopefully he feels a lot better, and he feels more comfortable. Justin Herbert, I mean.
We got the Rams over the Cardinals 20-9. No really shock there. Cardinals look done.
Yeah, the Cardinals don't look well at all. The offense really can't do much without Hopkins, man. Thought the Rams has been okay too at times. Defensively, they've looked real well. The offense for the Rams still kind of sluggish as well. They haven't really been able to turn it up on full key. But Hollywood Brown wanted to leave, boy. He getting his wish. He's got to be the man, and so far it's not so good.
Hollywood does have 13 catches for 126 yards today, right?
Oh.
You think I give a damn? You think I care? He didn't want to be with this team. He's getting exactly what he deserves. A lot of L's and a lot of BS that comes his way. So he didn't want to be with the Ravens. They're going to take this L. They're going to take that ass whooping, and they can continue to lose games. All right? There's no shot on Kyler Murray or anything like that. I like Kyler Murray. I like Cliff Kingsbury. But I don't root for them, man. I don't root for them only because of Marquise Brown and his goofiness with what he said about the Ravens, man. So it is what it is. I'm being a little biased here. I understand this, but, it is what it is.
Falcons, Seahawks. I picked the Falcons. This could go either way, D, but it looks like the Falcons up by 4 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, they've kind of been able to control the game in the second half. They struggled defensively in the first half to contain Geo Smith of all people. But, yeah, it's two toilet teams. It's a good game because it's two bad teams going.
Raj, your boy Gene Malenko.
Yeah, Jay Malenko with the he actually played pretty well so far. But like D said, I don't really care about this game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really give a damn. Atlanta's doing what they're supposed to do. They playing hard, and Seahawks is playing hard. It's a good game, but we know later on down the season, neither one of these teams ain't gonna be in it. So it is what it is.
Well, let's get to the game of the week. Battle of the two best quarterbacks. Steve, looks like your boy Duck Dodger. No offense in this game. 14-6, Brady with the ball. What you think about this one?
It's two teams that don't have much weaponry right now. Tampa Bay, with Evans suspended and Julio's out and Goodwin's out. And Green Bay, Sammy Watkins on IR, even though he didn't matter anyway. A lot of these wide receivers stink. And Aaron Rodgers trying to throw too. No, I'm happy for Duck. Now, I picked Tampa Bay to win the game. I want to make that be known. They picked Tampa Bay to win just because I thought Brady had maybe one or two weapons a little more than Duck Dogs. But if Aaron Rodgers wants to win, I'm okay with it because I'm tired of Tom Brady and Byron. Guess what? His new name is the Crypt Keeper. Tom Brady, the Crypt Keeper. His face is sunken in. His wife want to leave him. He need to take his ass home. He needs to be on the booth with Fox. He should be calling the game with Kevin Burkhardt and not playing in it. Because it's over, Tom. You don't have nothing else to prove, brother. You've done it. You've done it all. I admit, you've done it all. You are, at worst, the second best quarterback of all time. At worst. Nobody can put you under second. You're 1 or 2. And most people ask you 1 or 2. Nobody can put you under 2. You're great. You're magnificent. You're the model. You're all of that stuff. But it's time to go. Hand over the torch. Pass the buck. Pass the torch. You old bastard.
As you keep sliding him, he's driving down the field. So you want to keep sliding him, D? You want to keep saying negative things about him? Because he keeps driving. Raj, what's up, man? You got Duck Dodger and Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
I don't condone none of what he said. I don't even know what the hell he said. He is not an old bastard. He is the greatest quarterback of all time. Shut up. It's me speaking. Yeah, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. He is the best quarterback to ever play this game. And it is, his weapons are hurt. Julio's not playing. Mike, what's his name? Mike Williams, Mike Davis.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. He's out because he was fighting Marshawn Lattimore last week. And Chris Godwin always gets hurt. So he doesn't really have that much weaponry. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not sweating it. If they lose, they lose. But to his point, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have any real weapons either. Sammy Watkins is a dumpster fire. We already know because we had him last year. He did nothing for us really. But yeah, man. Yeah, it sucks if you're a Tampa Bay fan because they don't really have anybody that we could throw the ball to, and they got to go get Cole Beasley, and we already know that he's not what he used to be. So yeah, I mean, I got the Packers, pulling it out, but the Buccaneers, hopefully they're gonna find their footing, and throughout the season. So we'll see what's up with that.
We got 49ers Broncos tonight. Any thoughts on that game?
Two teams are still trying to find footing, but with Jimmy G back in there, I'll take the 49ers over Denver. Broncos still trying to find their footing. Judy is playing tonight, so that's good news for the Broncos and Mr. Russell Wilson himself.
George Kittle is coming tonight, so I expect the San Francisco 49ers to look really good. Jimmy G, the porn star, is going to definitely show up. They show out because this is homecoming. So, but yeah, the Denver Broncos, they're I think they're a year away, honestly. I think they're a year away. They need some more pieces. I mean, they do have a good offense, but they're still going to have to shore up a lot of things. Man. So I think they lose tonight. I think San Francisco is going to keep on rolling, man, especially with George Kittle coming back tonight.
Cowboys Giants on Monday night. Does Wink and his defense move to 3-0?
No. I don't trust Mr. Jones. I don't trust him. He has not looked well the first 2 games. They've won in spite of him, it seems like. With the Giants, like you said, Wink's defense been able to get it done. It could be a low-scoring game in the Meadowlands tomorrow night, but I think Dallas defense is a little better than the Giants defense.
I'm going to say no, too, because I think Michael Parsons is going to have something to say about this game. I do think Dallas's backup quarterback, Cooper Rush, is very serviceable, and I think he's going to definitely, help that team, propel them to a win. So, um, yeah, man, the Dallas is in a good position right now. Honestly, they're in a really good position because Dak is hurt, and they're still going to find ways to win. And then they got Washington coming next week, so especially the way Carson Wentz is playing, they're going to have a shot to beat them as well. So I got Dallas tomorrow night. I think they pull out the victory, and I think the Giants get their first loss of the season. Although Saquon Barkley's been playing extremely well, I expect him to play well too, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
The Ravens travel up to the Meadowlands again to play the Giants in a few weeks as well. So that'll be an interesting matchup to look out for as well. Any final thoughts? D, let the people know how to keep up with you, my brother.
Yes, indeed. Don Sporting Network. Like I said, we're over 2,000 subscribers strong. Had the MCW Ladies Night, man. I actually got picked up by several of the wrestling sites. Broke some news on Layla Gray. You can check it all out. Don Sporting Network. Go on to YouTube.
She was there?
Say it again.
She was there, Layla Gray?
Yeah, MCW. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got a picture with her, bro. Yes, sir. And Melina.
Two of my favorites.
Yes. So check that all out. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Don Sporting Network. Go to Twitter at Don Sporting Net. When we're at the game next week, we'll have some photos and maybe a couple videos for you, and hopefully the Ravens can pull it out. Hopefully.
Raj, let the people know how to keep up with us, what we got going on, and tomorrow we'll be live again.
We'll be live tomorrow covering the NFL, talking about the NFL in full. Got to get Devontae and Dre's reaction about some of this NFL games next week. So definitely tune in. We have AEW Dynamite on Wednesday as usual. The guys that Flex on through. Tune into that. Got a couple of other videos coming during the week. Maybe a preview of the Los Angeles Lakers. Definitely got to talk about what's going on with them, because a lot of goofiness is still upon us with the Los Angeles Lakers and some other NBA type stuff. So look out for that as well. But this is your boy Big Raj. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because we're live a lot of times and we're definitely doing big things. And don't we have a new sponsor, Byron, I believe?
Yes, coming soon. Announcement coming soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. Got to read through some emails, do the logistics, but we'll get you right, which is Sports Gear on the Flex Zone podcast. The only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it, and also your apparel, and also you can get your WWE gear as well. They're now partnered with our new sponsor of the Flex Zone podcast, but we'll get to that probably tomorrow, but if not, definitely in the next coming weeks as well. Yes, we'll have our own link and all those fun things we'll talk to you about. And let all the good people of the Flex Zone podcast know. Might have a little ad planned during the video. We'll see. We'll work on that. It's a work in progress. We appreciate you, Flex Zone family. Hit the like button, hit the bell, the subscribe button. New episode of the Flex Zone podcast tomorrow. Hit the bell to know when we're live. Check out Don Sporting Net. Follow us. Ravens preview will be coming later this week. We'll be talking Ravens tomorrow. Commanders, like I said, AEW. We got Extreme Rules in 2 weeks. A lot of content coming to the channel. Only place giving you sports how you want it, Raj.
When you need it.
Peace. Y'all fellas get home safe. And thank everybody for watching. Appreciate y'all. We do this every week. Flex Zone Podcast, we're growing. Almost at 1,100 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button again. We appreciate you. And we gone, y'all. Peace.